Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our session today. We are focusing on the RFI new process fully hosted in Anais. Let me just ask all of you if you could be so kind and put yourself on mute and close your cameras so that we could experience a seamless connection and we will not disturb anybody. Thank you. I would like to inform you as well that this session is being recorded. So later on, it's going to be available for you, and where you will be able to find it, Benjamin will tell you in a minute. So once again, happy to have all of you here, and let's move on and introduce you the host today. So we are the Global Hotel Sales Tool Team. We are part of the Global Hotel Sales Relation Team. My name is Monica. I'm based in Warsaw, and together with Tatiana, who is based in Italy, and Benjamin, who is based in Germany, we will be your host. Before we will go into, let's say, the most interesting part, which will be, let's say, the live demonstration, how the process of the RFI will look this year, let's have a look on the agenda, and Benjamin introduce to us what will happen during the session.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the session also from my side. Yeah, what we are doing today, short introduction, then our expansion. Then Tatiana will go live into Anais and show you how it works, what you have to do with the new RFI process. And after that, we have time for Q&As. And as Monica already told you, we will record the session. That's why please mute your microphone, close your camera, and this recording of the session and also the presentation will be available in our Global Sales Library, latest tomorrow morning. And that's all from my side for a short introduction. Now let's jump into a short presentation and then we will go live.
Right, thank you, Benjamin. Let's start from the basics as a refreshment. So what the RFI is? RFI stands for Request for Information. So basically, this is the process that happens just before the corporate contracting season. We can say that this is the first step in the procurement process that is enabling all key account managers to collect details about all suppliers' capabilities, products, services, and pricing. You know that the main ambition of every single account manager is to grow market share and drive top line. This is obvious for everybody. So by adding new hotels into those client preferred hotel programs, actually this business development opportunity is being created. So let's have a look now. What are the main RFI objectives? We can divide them into the three pillars. And I think we can click on the next slide. And within the first pillar, we are talking here about the identification. So first element of this initial phase is to identify new hotel partners. It means that here we are looking for the new hotel openings. We are looking for hotels that perhaps have a production via Accor Hotel Business Offer, which is not contracted with within the standard, let's say, contracting rates and this kind of stuff. Then on the second phase, we gathered hotel offerings. So it means that here we are talking about what amenities are available at the hotel level, what hotel at Accor can really, offer to compete with the competitors like Hilton or Marriott. And then the last element of this, let's say, process is to assess and submit to client. It means that key account managers or account managers are assessing the business cases, consolidate them, and then send it to clients. So simply, this is the way how the RFI works. Okay, So now let's move to, I would say, one of the most interesting slides today, which is the evolution of the process which we have created. But first, let me refresh, let's say, the information, how the process looked like last year. So what we had in place was simply the classic RFI process, where within the RFI, there was a selection list of the hotels selected either by the client directly or the key account manager, who had a possibility to reply to this offer. Then hotels proactively could submit so-called volunteer hotel business case, where you were simply filling in the Microsoft forms and you were addressing your needs towards the key account managers to be added to the process. So what happened this year is that our colleague from the technical team and also global team have collected all the feedbacks from all the regions after the last RFI season, and we have created together a new process, which is this year fully done via Anais. Within this new, let's say, environment, all I would say needs are covered. So here, first of all, we are focusing on continuous on continuous sourcing, to bring much more flexibility when it comes to clients initiative, whenever it comes to the CAM initiative to add hotels to the list of the solicitation, and also covering hotel initiative. So I can say that we have incorporated the volunteer hotel business case into this last element on the right-hand side. You can see on the slide, like the hotel initiative. So it has been blended into this new solution. So how it will work? So for hotel, it's, I would say, pretty easy. It's easy because this year, the only thing you need to do while taking this initiative, if you have not been pre-selected before, either by key account manager or client, you just need to drop a note to the key account manager saying that you would like to be added to an RFI for the particular client. So imagine I am the hotel based in somewhere in Middle East. My read code is 1234, and I would like to be part of the IBM RFI because I was not selected before. Okay, so what I do, I send an email to key account manager. First, I need to check who is managing, of course, this account. To do that, I go into Anais, I check. After checking, I find out that it's Susan, and I send to Susan a short email saying that I would like to participate into this RFI. Then, after receiving the information, Susan will add you to the RFI, and you will be able to respond on all the questions that are appearing into the RFI, like every other hotel who was preliminarily selected. One important note here, I've mentioned to you that this year the process is fully covered in Anais. It means that only hotels who are deployed in Anais are able to be, let's say, part of this RFI process. Meaning that it means that if by now you are working with the corporate clients, you are hosting at your hotel level B2B business, and you do not have an Anais license, you definitely should buy a one. Just a short reminder, in Accor global budget guidelines for 2025, Anais becomes a mandatory system for hotels who are dealing with B2B clients. So at this stage, if there is no Anais at your hotel level, so it means at least one license is not activated, you should really get it. How to do it, the easiest way is to open a ticket via Welcome Now, and then the teams behind will help you to deploy this license. The license is not complimentary. There is a cost behind, but it is less than €1 per day, because the total cost is €330 per calendar year. So this is the information I wanted to highlight. So we have, let's say, full understanding how the process is conducted this year. Okay, let's move forward. And Benjamin, what makes a good business case?
That's a good question. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, what is important for the client and what makes a business case to a good one? Of course, first of all, is the location, because clients don't like to walk or like to travel a lot. So if your hotel is next to the office or to the project location, then your hotel is a very, very interesting hotel for the client. And the second thing is, existing bookings. So it could be that clients are already booked in your hotel directly with using an external tool like Booking, HRS, or normally GDS. Or they can also use the chain discounted rates that are available for big clients in all hotels worldwide. And then you can see, okay, I have many room nights already existing for this client. And then is also a very good topic for a business case for your hotel. And the last thing, competitive rates and inclusions. Please, as soon as you offer a rate, and then check, okay, if your rate is relevant to your hotel market segment in your in your region, and then of course you will send the RFI in, or add the RFI into ANA history, and then the client will see, okay, is this hotel interesting for me? Can I add this hotel to my RFP? And then you will get the answer directly. Yeah, as already told you, we have 3 focus areas for a good business case: location, existing bookings, and of course the rates. So all 3 topics must be interesting for the client, and then it will be positive for you and you will be invited. Next thing what we have, we have 20 questions that are available in the systems. I know 20 questions are a lot, but not all questions are available for, or not visible for, an RFI. It could be that we have only 2 or 5, but all these 20 are existing in Anais. Next thing, the clients can also ask additional questions, not only choosing one of these 20, they can also ask you, okay, if your hotel has an existing electric charger for a car, or you have a swimming pool, or you have an specific restaurant offer for the clients, for the lunch or for dinner or something else. So all these questions could also be possible and will be visible directly in Anais hotels. There are different answering. You can say, okay, there is a yes or no. Then we have also the data format. We have an open field where you can enter anything. We have a numeric field. So for example, when your hotel has been opened or something else. But these are visible directly behind all the questions. And last but not least, from my side, RFI hotel status recap. I know anybody of you know, okay, what are these status in Anais? But a short reminder. Status for RFI, new. New. You are requested to an RFI. Second thing is verified. you have completed the offer and now it's gone to the account manager, and he or she will check everything and send it to the client. Submitted. Yeah. The offer has been sent to the client and now it's on side of client to validate or to decline the request. Account accepted. Yep. Client is positively from your offer, and now he decide, okay, your hotel will be invited to the next RFP. I think it's the best step. Then we have account rejected. RFI is not accepted. Yeah, it could be that the hotel is not interesting for client, and then it will be rejected. Yeah, internal rejected, then it could be that the RFI is not completed, for example, or your business case is not so interesting, and then account manager can directly reject the RFI in Anais. And the last one, hotel decline. Yeah, you are not interesting of this RFI, so you can also say, okay, I decline this business case, and then I'm directly off, and you don't will receive any invitation to the next RFP. Yeah, that's all from my side for the presentation. And now I will hand over to Tatiana, and she will directly jump with you together in Anais and show you how it works, what you have to do in life.
Thank you, Benjamin. Welcome, everybody. Let me share my screen. So we are going to jump into Anais and see in real how this process is working, what we put in place, and what to do. First of all, how do I know that I'm getting solicited for an RFI? The first is the notification who is coming through the generic hotel email address, plus to the email address of the person who is having the Anais license. But as we always recommend you during the, let's say, RFI, RFP period, don't wait for the notification. You can easily access Anais and or Cvent and see what's pending for your hotel. In this case, on the home page of Anais, we have had a new alerting dashboard for you. On the My Contract Solicitation Alerts, you have, as always, the pending corporate RFPs, distribution errors, the leads, but this is new, all pending corporate RFIs. Okay, this is the training environment. This is a test hotel. This is why you are seeing such weird numbers of pending corporate RFPs. How can I get more information? As always, by clicking on the light blue link and jump into the full list of pending RFPs. Okay, here I have the hotel name, because in case you are managing a cluster, you have the visibility of all the hotels that are part of the cluster. And here you have the RFI hotel deadline. As for the recommendation we always share with you about RFPs, let's try to anticipate as much as possible your replies, your action according to the deadline. Why? Because if you take action at the very last day, we might have some technical issue, we might have some internet connection issues, and you are gonna miss the due date. You will perhaps also have to think about what are the client criteria to meet, if you can meet these client criteria, and how to build your business case according to the given client. So I have prepared one test RFI. Okay, and it's this one from Stellantis. I need to click on this little link here, HR and some numbers. Okay, but I also have a very interesting information here, which is the account code. So I can definitely see who is managing this RFI and get in contact with this person in case I would need to discuss further according to what can be the best strategy to put in place. So I click on the HR and I land at the RFI level. Okay, it's called hotel recommendation. The RFI is the big box where information are stored, and then we have as many hotel recommendation as solicited hotels through the RFI. Okay, there's a very interesting information that I can retrieve with my RFI, because by seeing that, okay, that's Stellantis, okay, they make cars, okay. The estimated total room nights, this is something that is for the destination, is not for my hotel, okay, it's for the destination. What can I see more? If I jump into the opportunity, so the RFI that contains information, and I go into related, I can definitely see that the account manager is sharing with me some files, some additional information. In this case, I have the full office location list of the client, because location is a key criteria, but also, and this is very nice, the market volume by destination. This can be of a great help for you, okay? So you can reach and access files if there is any, okay, here at the RFI level. There's another way to have the full list of RFI at the hotel, not only the pending ones, but also the ones that I have already completed, where it's basically a pre-contract. So in the contract, I have my RFI list, and here I have the full list with the given status of each and every single RFI that I completed or I need to complete, or perhaps this is an internal rejected. I can have a look on what's wrong with this, because perhaps the business case was a little poor or some information were missing. This one is great, is accepted, so I can expect to be solicited for the RFP. Okay. These two are verified. It means my job is finished. The key account manager is revising before submitting to the client. This one, for example, is on the client ends to be evaluated, just to see if my business case is strong enough to be considered for the coming RFP who is going to be launched. My RFI that I'm supposed to reply to was Stellantis, and so I can go back to Stellantis RFI. So I took note of all the information that were inside the files that were provided by the key account manager, right? Then now I want to respond to the RFI. So I click on this button and I have some global recommendation. These are very important. Just read it carefully because the key account manager is giving you some key information related to the client, to the client criteria, to what the client is expecting, what is going to be put in place on top of the negotiated rate. The first information is that the client is already having a chain offer covering the full hotel perimeter, and the chain offer is granting 17% discount on the breakfast included rate. Okay. Distance to the point of interest is a key selection criteria. Why we see a point of interest and not client office? Because we might have Accenture working for someone in the destination. Accenture is not having an office in the destination, but they are working for a client who is based close to your hotel. This is why we talk about point of interest instead of, client office. Point of interest might be a building, work in progress place, or a producing warehouse. So it's a point of interest. Okay. Okay, right. So what's next here? Benjamin before was showing you the different statuses of an RFI. You might not be interested in submitting. We strongly do not recommend to refuse, but just in case you know that your hotel is going to be closed for a couple of years because of renewal works, in this case, it makes sense to just click here and decline because your hotel will not be available for the client for the next 2 years because of the renewal works. If this is not the case, just go to the next step, which are the client requirements. I've selected few of the potential questions that you might have. Existing local contract in place? Yes, I have a local existing contract in place. How many rooms I received last year? So 2024, full 2024. Perhaps I receive 156 rooms. And what's the production year to date? Okay, we are indicating June because majority of the RFI will be launched in June, so we can have definitely the first 6 months of production, more or less. Okay, so far I receive 89. Okay, what's the rate I'm wishing to offer to this client? Is that a static or a dynamic? If I select dynamic, I must take into account that the client is already enjoying a 17% chain offers with breakfast included. So if I want to offer a dynamic, I must be over this 17% who is already in place. If I want to submit a static one, I'm gonna give my static rate, 132 euros. Okay. If the percentage, if I'm selecting a static, I'm not offering a dynamic, but the two questions are opened. So if I'm not offering any dynamic, I just put 0. What will be the condition of my offer? This is up to you if you want to select LRA, non-LRA, according to your strategy, according to the client expectations. By selecting non-less room availability, it means that this offer is to be considered on a non-less room availability. But if the client is requesting into the RFP to have both quotation, you will be able to even submit an LRA very higher than the 132 that you wish to be accepted. Meal plan. Is that room only? Is that bed and breakfast? Is about what you are offering to the client. Cancellation policy, this is a free flow, okay, is (24 hours). DOA is day of arrival, okay. What hotels are in your competitive set? You might give some very useful information for the key account manager. The client is definitely knowing where employees are staying for the night. So this is for the key account managers to understand which are your competitors into the area. So NH. Sorry. I'm inventing. Okay. Even independent hotels. It might comes that independent hotels are in your competitive set. Here you have, here is the space to really copy paste your business case according to this client. I insist on that because the business case is to be built according to the client you are working on. You cannot have the same business case for each and every single client, okay? So in this case, with dynamic, be as much descriptive as possible, give as much information as possible, and be as much precise as possible. Useless to say that the business case and every single information that you enter in ANAIS must be in English. Once we are sure that this is really well completed, I can jump to the next step. And here I have some custom questions. So on top of the 20 that Benjamin was showing you before, we might have some more, questions related to this specific client. VCC payments, for example, yes, definitely. Does your hotel have electric vehicles charging station? Yes. I can jump to the final validation, or I can go back, definitely. Okay, if I complete this one and then I go back, everything that I completed in the last step will be missed because I didn't save. If I go on the previous, as you can see, my replies have been saved. So I can definitely change because I made some mistake with this. Okay, I can even go here and enrich, those information. At this stage, I just put my information. The person, the can reach out to ask additional information, okay? Your real email address, your phone number, and your job title on top of the name and the surname of the person who is completing this. I save, and as you can see, the status has been updated from new to verified. It means that my job, for the time being, is completed. If I want to revise my proposal because I can't remember what I have input, I can definitely click back here. Okay, I can go on next, but I cannot operate any update because this is now on the key account manager desk. I can't move anything. Okay. But what if I really did a mistake and I realize I did a mistake? There's something to be changed. Here is the owner. It means the account manager. I can definitely send a message to this person and would you please? I did a mistake. I need to correct it. This is an internal message in between you and the account manager. Okay. What's your message about? Give a little, reopen RFI Stellantis. Correction. Why I'm so descriptive? Because within an RFI we might have many hotels. The same account manager might be handling at the same time multiple RFI. It is key to have the right information in a glance to understand, okay, this is urgent to be done. I'm gonna manage this straight away. So the account manager definitely know what to do. Okay. Okay, fine. What's I can even put a little comment here. I can mention Carol. Okay. The account manager. Preventing, listen, this is done. If you need any additional information, please do let me know. Okay. But what can I do on top of that? I can go into related. Let me just close this one. I can go into related and I can definitely upload something that might be interesting for the account manager to have, because perhaps I definitely finish the renovation of rooms at my hotel, and this was the reason why the client was not coming at the hotel. Okay. And because I renew the rooms, this might be something that is important to know for the account manager. So some pictures of the new rooms, or perhaps the meeting space, anything that might help, and everything that is changing from the past and might be of any very strong interest for supporting your business case. Okay. So I believe that now we are gonna jump back to the presentation because we have some few slides. So, useless to say that time is money, right? So this is the reason why you should not treat this exercise of RFI as a tick box exercise. Business case must be truly relevant, okay? What to do? First of all, focus on quality rather than quantity. Apply the 80-20 rule, meaning that small numbers of accounts might be the ones that are bringing the most relevant slice of business at the hotel. Okay. Submit just strong business case. You might be in need of business corporate, right? Okay. But this is not the reason why the client should come at the hotel. This is the reason because you are working on RFI and on your primary zone and checking who can be interested in coming to the hotel. You must really pay attention to the client criteria. Okay, if the client criteria is being walking distance from the point of interest and you are 10 kilometers away, just think about that. Okay. The business case must be relevant. I was telling you that before, and Benjamin was showing you the 3 pillars that are key for the client: the location, okay, existing bookings. Can I make any difference with a negotiated rate instead of a dynamic one? Or may I be of any relevance by being in the list of favorite? Okay. And rates and amenities. How can you be competitive compared to what the client might find in the destination? Okay. What not to do is, if we can just have a click, because I don't have the control on the slide. What not to do? Okay. The client is booking at the competitor. Okay, so what? Why shall the client choose your hotel instead of the competitor? It's not because they are booking at the competitor that this is a reason why they should book at your hotel. There must be something bigger than that behind your business case. Okay. Don't act without taking in mind the client criteria. It's not because you are in need that the client is coming at the hotel. Okay. It's because of the client need that you are fitting that the client is booking at your hotel and not at the competitor. Okay. Hotel description. In the past, we managed fantastic and fabulous descriptions, but okay, you have beds, you have rooms, you have restaurant, like the competitor is having. Okay, this is not making any difference. So don't give, lengthy description, and be realistic on the potential. According to your market reality. Okay, so these were the recommendation, and now I leave the floor to Monica once again for the last few slides that are remaining before jumping to the Q&A session.
Thank you, Tatiana. I'm looking at the timing, so we are good to go. Still 15 minutes, and I promise I take only, like 1 minute to focus on this slide. This is, a short recap and short takeaway regarding the supportive material. So I hope you all are familiar with our Accor Sales library. You have a link here. I will post the link via the chat in a minute as well. So within the library, you are able to find all the materials. So as said at the very beginning, the recording and the presentation from this session, we will upload into Accor Sales library. So you will be able to grab it from there. But of course, you can find there much more. So all the tutorials, how-to information on how Anais works, how Cvent works, and much more. Also, materials related with the segments, what's new within the corporate segments, M&E, leisure, and so on and so forth. Also, we are sharing with you here the link to the Welcome Now. So Welcome Now are our colleagues who are working as the IT support in case you are facing any difficulties or problems within the system. So whenever something is wrong within Anais Cvent Meeting Broker, first, please always open a ticket via Welcome Now, because the problem could sit not in the, let's say, sales environment, but somewhere else, so that colleagues from Welcome Now will be able to identify it and reply to you. Right, so now we end up on the Q&A session, and I can see that there were quite a lot of questions. Some of them, our dearest colleague, Frédéric Sofiso from the Global Sales started to reply, but to have a track of all of that, let me address every single question which we have currently in the chat. So the first question is, could you please upload the most up-to-date list of accounts managed by each account manager to the sales library? This would be both for the global sales team and the ENA team, please. I can take this one, and I can tell to all of you that you are aware that we are going through some organizational changes recently. So to be very honest, at this stage, always the best option to check who is managing which account is to go to Anais and simply check it. So that would be my advice and the answer for this question. At the later stage, we could, you know, like have a look on that and prepare something, but it will not happen before July this year. The second question, what do you mean by new hotel opened this year, a year ago? Can we still be considered as a new hotel if we are still the newest hotel on our market, opened 3.5 years ago? Fred, thank you for being with us today. If you can say, let's say, to our audience, what was the answer to this one?
Morning, everyone. So when we're talking about new hotel, we are really referring about a hotel that is not yet contracted in 2025. So it's not only a question of I am a newly open hotel. You could be open 3.5 years ago. If you do have a client that was not yet into your primary business zone, but just landed, just open, yet therefore you might be a new hotel for the clients. So the length of time as to when your hotel open is not such of a criteria. It's whenever you do want to be part into a client's corporate contract. And if you do, then you might be a new hotel for that client. So just look at your primary zone, and it's maybe where you should start your investigations as a hotel. Who do you work with and who do you not work yet with? Who are you contracted with and who you would like to be contracted with? And then look at those hotels that you are not yet working with, those clients that you are not yet working with that you would like to be part into the program. That is those target accounts that you might want to focus with. So that is where you will probably send a request by email to the account manager managing that account in order for you to be considered into the RFI.
Thank you, Fred. The next question, how we can add the RFI account list in Anais? Should we send an email directly to key account manager in each account? Tati, would you like to take this one, or Fred?
Sorry, I wasn't attentive because I was reading another question. What's the question? I can take it. Definitely.
Okay, how can we add the RFI account list into Anais? Should we send an email directly to key account manager in each account?
Okay, first you need to identify, and this is the first rule on focusing on quality rather than quantity. So please don't start chasing each and every single key account, strategic account, because you are just shutting as much as possible. No, you really need to understand who is located around your hotel, who can bring you business for real, and if you can be at the expectance of those clients, then you search the account in Anais. You see that the account is managed by Monica or by Frederic or by Susan or by Jeremy, and you send a message to this person telling, listen, this client is just 1 kilometer far from my hotel. I realized that they are newly having business in this area. I really would like to be solicited for the RFI to submit a complete business case. This is the process to follow.
Thank you, Tati.
You're welcome.
I hope this is clear. A very similar question, I will read it, but Fred already gave the answer. A hotel opened 8 years ago, but just recently integrated in TARS. Will this consider as a new hotel when it comes to RFP submission? Will this give a chance to add more business cases? So I assume, and I'm convinced that Fred have already answered that. The next question, how do we offer, if we do offer seasonal rates, or not only one static rate? Very good question. I can see you are smiling.
Yeah, you can definitely put as an example on the rate the highest one, but then you have the business case field open, so you can give more description on what is your submission. For example, you can make the key account managers knowing that because of your strategy, because of the percentage of occupancy or limited room inventory, you will not be able to manage LRA, for example. And in the business case, you can also give more details on the seasonal rate, on some key blackout dates, just to prevent. So the rate is just the indication on what might be the rate, but then you can give definitely more details in the description. And as Frederic was writing, the RFI is the first step to get prepared for the RFP. Then you will be able to definitely enter the final proposal in this event if you will be solicited for the RFP.
Thank you, Tati. And this is a great transition to the next question, which is, what will be the function of Cvent since this year everything will be managed on Anais? So to be very honest, and Tati already replied to this question, the RFI process will be fully managed in Anais, while RFP, so contracting process, remains in Cvent. So both systems are still in place. Okay, next question. If there is any account accepted for RFP for 2025, do we need to add them to RFI for 2026? Or the RFI is only for accounts which are new or not accepted in 2025? I'm looking at Tati and Fred, so decide which one of you would like to answer.
I would say that if you already are into an RFP and this is a client who is coming at the hotel since years, it doesn't make sense to participate to the RFI, because most probably you're going to be solicited for next year as well. If you are trying to get solicited from a client who you know is doing business in your market area, but you keep on not being solicited, or you are solicited but still you are not accepted, this is the time to try again with a very strong and complete business case to get solicited for next year. So everything is already consolidated. It doesn't need to be treated with an RFI.
Thank you, Tati. And Fred, this one goes directly to you. We are the hotel in Asia Pacific. When we send the business case to account owner, should send to the person that showed the name in Anais, or send the Accor sales team at Singapore office? Please advise.
Yeah, that is a very good question. I know that Jess is taking that. So for the MEPAC regions, you might have a different way of approaching your RFI. So I will leave Jess to kind of come back to you, because I know that a training is upcoming where you will have some guidelines. The commercial team in MEPAC will still like to be able to review some of the business cases. So you will be able to send your request directly to the account manager. And that is, of course, an option for you to be able to be added into the RFI. But I know there will be an additional layer or an additional communications that will be upcoming from the MEPAC regions in order for them to be able to support you further with your RFI. So more to come on this. If you don't have a response in a couple of weeks, just feel free to reach out back to me again, and I will be able to discuss it further with Jess. I'll pass on your question also to her, just for visibility on her side.
Thank you. Thank you, Fred, so much. Ben, I have a great question for you. We are not yet integrated in TARS, but yet, and it's under process. Who can we contact for Anais license? I used to have an Anais access before, and it's not active now. Please guide.
Okay. Easiest way is open a short ticket on Welcome Now and ask for an Anais license. The colleagues will send you an order form, what you have to sign and send it back, please, and also the link for the hotel user registration. And as soon as both are filled in and sent back, we can create a user for you in Anais. So it's very, very easy and very, very quick. For TARS, it's a little bit different. It could take a little bit longer, but Anais, it's a very, very short and easy process for you.
Thank you, Ben. Tati, this one goes to you. What to do if the client is not managed by anyone? There is no key account manager. What shall I do?
That's the easy one, the easiest one. You gave a call to your client, okay, because he's located close to your hotel. You invite the client to have, I don't know, breakfast, lunch with you at the hotel, and you do your business with them. You treat as a local client. You talk about rate, about conditions, and then you create your local bids in Cvent. And that's it.
Thank you. Another question, when can the hotel expect to see the RFIs on the Anais dashboard? Will they arrive on a particular date, or can they continue to arrive throughout May? And lastly, when is the cut-off date to submit the RFIs? Very good question.
If I may take that question, Monica, just quick information here. The way we used to do RFI before and the way we're going to be managing RFI will be slightly changing. So before, only CAM will send you the request and you had an open date and a closed date and everything was well managed, but very closed. we are opening the mindset, the way we work. We want you as a hotel to be able to be proactive, to not only wait to be solicited, but also to give you that proactive approach that allow you as a hotel to be able to position and to kind of wave as an account manager or a client, say, hey, I want your business. So don't feel that there is an opening date and a closing date systematically.
Excuse me, could you please
mute, please?
Exactly. Go ahead, Fred.
Sorry, I got muted too. So altogether, you will receive some requests, and to answer to your questions, don't have the name of the person from the Merkel Milton Keynes. You will receive some requests where in your RFI dashboard in Anais, a request will drop in when a account manager or clients will have seen an opportunity for your hotel. If you do have room night productions in chain discount, for example, or you have picked up some volume, or you're located close to a client's office, an account manager might select your hotel, and you might therefore receive into your Anais dashboard a solicitations to take part into an RFI. However, if you are not solicited, or if you, when you look at your primary zone, you identified an account where you feel that this is an account with a business opportunity for you, there is nothing stopping you from dropping an email to the account manager managing that account in order for you to be added into the RFI. There is no pre-defined questions that you need to complete before, as we used to do. You used in the past to complete some predefined questions to make sure that you fit. That is not that case anymore. So if you do have a business, and I've put an example where your hotel could be located close to PwC, for example, the CAMs realize that you're good, you're close by, you have received production, you might be invited. It will drop into your dashboard. But if you're not receiving it, and when you look at your primary zone, you see that PwC is in your doorstep and you would like to take part into the RFI because you're not yet currently working with PwC, look into Anais, who's managing PwC, drop an email, I want to be added into the RFI, and the CAM of PwC will add your hotel read code into the selection, and you will receive the RFI in order for you to have a chance to put a strong business case forward. And Tatiana touched on this, the strong business case and the fact that you want to be added into an RFI should be based on an analysis of your marketplace in ensuring that you are not sending 500 email to 500 CAMs to be added, but to really look at those accounts that are into your primary zones where you do need some business, or you want some business from them. So it's really a kind of two ways. You will be invited by the CAM, and if you are invited to the CAM, there will be a closing date or hotel submission date as to by when you need to submit your RFI response. But to the next questions to Alba, there is no maximum RFI or business case that you can submit, but it should be quality over quantity. So just kind of look at your marketplace first and really analyze those accounts that will make a difference for you and for your business, rather than shooting at some accounts that might be 50 kilometers away. That might not be realistic from your market zone.
Thank you, Fred. Regarding the presentation, the recording, as said before, you will be able to find it in the Accor Stays library. So within 24 hours, the latest, you will be able to find the links under the Anais section. So feel free to do that. And another question, and maybe Tati, you could answer it, because I think we already said that a few times, but it's good to repeat. What would be the process if we didn't receive an RFI but want to complete a hotel initiated business case? So once again, very shortly.
If you just Fred was perfectly describing the situation. It means that you are investigating on who is living around you in terms of companies that might bring you business, and for which companies you might be the difference in accommodation. Okay. and you say, okay, I really would like to be part of PwC because they are just located in front of my hotel. You reach out to the key account manager and you ring the bell and telling, listen, I don't know if you already created the RFI, if you are thinking about my hotel, but please be considering my hotel because we are just, in front of the PwC office. It's a great chance to be the first hotel providing accommodation for this company. And I was reading a question related, what if the key account manager is not replying? The key account managers are always replying. Just give them time to reply because their job is to be with clients. So you might not expect a reply within the same day or even the day after. It might take a couple of days to have a reply, but don't worry, your email will be treated. And then if you believe that it's too long wait, just solicit a reply, send out a reminder and double check the right email address. If there is any typo on the email address, it's happening with me because I have two PDL on my family name, and in most of the cases, people are just putting one P, and the message is landing nowhere.
Right, and I think this is one of the last questions. How can we ensure that our hotel stands out during the RFI process to increase our chances of being selected for the RFP? Apart from the 3 pillars mentioned by Benjamin, is breakfast included, for example, often an important criteria for the corporate? Fred, maybe you will take this one as an expert.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So you are quite right, Maxims. Your hotel needs to stand out, and standing out is not just about I had a refurbishment or I've changed my carpets. It has to be a strong business case. And when you are writing your business case, you need to convince the clients, not the account manager. We are all working for the same objective, adding your hotel into the client's program. Your objective is to get business. The objective of our CAM, of our account managers team, is to add your hotel into the client's business. So to respond to your questions, how your hotel's business case can stand out, it's all about understanding your market. What is your competitors? Who and what are they offering? And also, and I think Tatiana really highlighted this into her presentations, the global recommendations, that first screen that will appear when you will click on response to the RFI, will provide some key information that has been asked by the clients or that is being shared by the account manager who's managing this account, who has a full understanding and a great understanding of what is the client is looking for. So feel free to read it. Make sure that you look at what is important for the clients, what is requested, and try to fit to that as closely as possible. So if breakfast included is mandatory, we did not put that just for the sake of putting it. It's because the client is making that requirement mandatory. So in your proposal, when you do offer your rate, put the mandatory breakfast, put a bed and breakfast rate, not just a room only. You might not always be able to offer exactly what the client wants. So instead of declining, and again, Tatiana highlighted that, we are not recommending you to decline if you're not fulfilling 100% the client's requirements, but put your best offer and just highlight everything that you feel is important to the clients, your locations, the transportations, anything that you can put in front of the clients that feels that the client will understand why your hotel is working well for that specific clients. Puts the well-being of the travelers up front, highlights how you're working with loyalty and the fact that clients will be recognized and will be getting that recognition that is important for the clients. Anything that you can put up front, and not only the rate is important for the decision maker. That will allow you to really be able to step forwards.
Thank you very much, Fred. This is very, let's say, detailed, recommendation. And if all hotels will follow what you have said, we would have only, success story towards the RFI and RFP season. Okay, dears, thank you very much for your participation today. We are a bit extended our call. Sorry for that, but I think it was important to answer all the question live, so all of you get the same message. As said before, recording and presentation will land in the Accor Sales Library. Tatiana have already, or Ben, shared the link via the chat, so you have an access to it. And in case you will have any further questions toward this topic or any other topics related to Sales Tool, we of course invite you to our Q&A session, which we are providing twice a week on Tuesday afternoon 4 p.m. Central European Time and Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. So see you there and have a fantastic rest of the day and see you soon. Thank you.